Yes, I died 6 times. And it was a program of harm reduction that helped save my life. So what is harm reduction? It can be so simply described as to reduce harm. If you have a severe allergy and you eat some food, or you get an insect bite that causes an allergic reaction, you inject your EpiPen. That's harm reduction. In diabetes, you regularly monitor your blood sugar levels and inject your insulin. That's harm reduction. High blood pressure patients take their prescribed medications to reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. That's harm reduction. In all 3 of these examples, you're probably pretty familiar with and would even agree that harm reduction works. For people who inject drugs, it's injecting them at supervised consumption sites, going on opioid-assisted therapies, and carrying Narcan kits. The question one should ask is, why are supervised consumption sites and opioid-assisted therapies so controversial when the medical field is filled with and supportive of harm reduction for almost every other disease? Let's look at supervised consumption sites. These places have actually existed for hundreds of years, and I have absolutely no doubt that some of you here use them yourselves. You ever find yourself in your favorite bar, tavern, pub, enjoying your favorite drug, alcohol? Perhaps you've overconsumed. Your server would bring you black coffee, water, possibly call you a cab ride home because you were incapable of making it home on your own. That's harm reduction. At the supervised consumption site where people inject drugs, they're given clean, sterile supplies, which stops the spread of infectious diseases. And if they happen to overdose, there's staff there to revive them. Why is one socially acceptable and the other is not? You see, some of society believes that supervised consumption sites enable people to continue using, or it encourages people to start. On the second example, I just couldn't picture a couple sitting around their kitchen table reading their morning paper, finding out a supervised consumption site's opened in their community, and decided to go down and inject heroin. It's just not practical. And with the enabling, people who are trapped in the grips of an addiction are going to continue to use whether these places exist or not. The truth is that over 5,000 overdoses at the supervised consumption site in Vancouver, there's never been a death. And over the 80 to 100 that exist around the world, there's never, ever
Thanks for watching.
been a recorded death. Could you imagine how many lives would be lost if it didn't exist? Or how many people wouldn't have the opportunity at
You're gonna
recovery?
wait for 2 to 3 minutes. How long did I say? 2 to 3 minutes. All right, for the Narcan to start working. Let me dispel a myth. 2 doses of Narcan will reverse an overdose, even with fentanyl involved, regardless of body size, genetics, whatever. Okay? So if you hear somebody had to take more than 2 Narcan, something else was wrong with them. They had more than opioids in their system. Is that understood? Good. Now, the Narcan stays in the system from 30 to 90 minutes. What it's doing, as I said before, is blocking the effect of the opioid. So once that person recovers, they are not to take any more drugs until they receive medical attention or until up to 3 to 6 hours after. Is that understood? If they took a certain dosage and they didn't get that high, they may tend to double it up while the Narcan is in the system. It is blocking them. It's blocking them from feeling that high. So they may double up. If they overdose on 1 syringe or on 2 tablets, if they try to take 3 tablets or 4 tablets or 2 syringes, when the Narcan wears off, it's going to send a shock to the body and definitely they will die.